further their education to a tertiary level, the old saying, "Phoko ja go tshela o di thetsanyana," may still hold some water.
Mo tirong ya ka ya mabileng sa ke rata gore ke bereka le batho ke bereka le bagolo ke nna ke ntse ke bua hela a gona nako e leng gore ga ke bue a bile mpaela borothonyana mo tafoleng.
Ditsela tse ke le ka go itshetsa ka tsone kana ke le ka go dira madi ka tsone ke go loga go printela bana ba sekolo ke ba baendela ko lenkonkwi le go breeda dinja le e nngwe gape ke le ka mara ke santse ke kgobokanya dilo tsa teng dilo tsa teng ke ditofo dipitsana ke batla go dira catering ka bokhutshwane.
I used to be the go-to guy for almost anything you want to before I made it a business. So ne re ga motho re ke batla go thinta di festere tsa koloi. I know a guy who does that. Hey, ke batla dilo tse dintsana. Oh, my guy does that. So I be ke hella ke bitsa my guy. So that's how we got the name. What we just basically do is find things for people. The most popular thing being accommodation and property just for rentals or buying.
This era, however, requires inventiveness not only from those without tertiary qualifications, as for the 40,000 Batswana that graduate from education and training every year and enter the working age population, there are only 2,000 new jobs produced a year, plus the about 3,000 jobs released by those leaving the labor force, making for only 5,000 openings on average annually to cater for this multitude. Clearly, the Batswana of today requires a more proactive approach to making a living than go to school and after that, look for a job. More and more, it is those with entrepreneurial skills that are finding a way to beat the bleak 19% unemployment and stagnant salaries odds, whether it be in a big high-profile manner or in a simpler way, just to make ends meet. Reminding us that no matter how tough the economic situation, some people manage to come out on top. It was true in the time of America's Great Depression in the 1930s, where people the likes of Michael Cullen, who designed the concept of the modern supermarket as we now know it, and made millions. Charles Darrow patented a board game called Monopoly and became the first millionaire game designer. Even in the recent global economic downturn, people the likes of Warren Buffett, with his "be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful" investment philosophy, made millions. As apparently did Domino's Pizza Company, when people chose to stay in during the financial meltdown and order comfort food. So clearly, a tough economic climate is not the only determinant as to whether you will find success or not. Tonight we talk to some young Batswana who have come up with ways to either supplement or create their own income instead of depending on a single salary, and hope they encourage many of our viewers to explore the ways they can use their own talents and resources to do the same. Up first is Kitso Sashake Bapetsi, a young lady who supplements her monthly paycheck through the sock closet, a project that this business enterprise degree holder conceptualized after having identified a niche in men's clothing of all things. She spent the years between 2014 and 2016 unemployed, but used that time to research and begin to cultivate a market for an idea that she had had since her years in school. A 2,000 pula loan from her mother helped her buy her first stock, which has since allowed her to not only pay back her loan with interest, but also generate starting profits of around 2,000 pula a month. Men's accessories, how did this all start?
I grew up as single parented, and my mom was more of a lady. But then I had two little brothers, and as you grow up, we meet people, you know what I'm talking about. So I met someone who was totally in love with socks, and I just felt like, oh wow, that's a different perspective to things, you know. So I got into socks, and I just found them attractive. And I've always loved men's formal wear, so I just felt like, oh, okay, this is something different. You can't just put on a suit and just be black and uptight about it. So why not throw in a couple of colorful socks? So that's how I got into it.
From the idea to actually selling men's accessories, it's socks and ties, is it?
Socks, ties, pocket squares, lapel pins. So basically that's just the beginning.
Was it easy or more difficult than you had anticipated to get this thing going?
First I thought, okay, this thing is gonna be so easy. I mean, who doesn't want a pair of socks? But it's more difficult when you're already inside. You know, when you're trying to actually sell something to someone and convince them that your black socks are boring socks, your gray socks are not attractive, and I don't find them, you know, saying something about you. So it was more of selling perspective before actually selling the merchandise to someone. So I had to do a total change of mindset towards socks, towards fashion for men in Botswana.
How successful would you say you've been thus far with all you've learned along the way? Is it something that you want to supplement your income, or is it your main focus? This is what you're doing.
Well, right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm still an employee, and I want to actually be able to use that as a stream of income, because you can't survive on one stream of income for now, and especially in these days, you can't really focus on one stream of income. So ultimately, I want to be running that as a full-time thing. You know, have a shop where men can just literally go into a shop and get everything that they want. And I've always said this and said, for us women, it's easy to get to a specialist shop for lingerie. Why not have something for men here in Botswana? It's very difficult for men to find very quality socks, quality pins, anything to do with the accessories is very difficult. So I wanted to bridge that gap, you know. So I think I will be more successful in future, but where I am right now, I believe it's the planning stage of me going into a larger scale of what this is.
It's very interesting, I should say. We are mostly familiar with our own daily struggles, and I would expect somebody to start a business venture from that, something within their own frame of reference. So you venturing into menswear.
Yeah, it was, and everybody, especially my family is like, oh, okay, you socks, men's stuff, like from where? You know, but I always saw this thing where I always found myself sitting in a meeting and the first thing I'm looking at is socks, you know. So I found myself saying, okay, am I weird? But I'm like, no, I'm not weird. I'm unique, and I'm going to change this, whatever this is, I'm going to make something out of it. And this is what the sock closet is for me, you know. So I believe that men need to show their character by the boldness of their socks. There is something in socks, believe it or not.
I like your faith. All right, and finally, how do you balance running and trying to start up your own thing and your full-time job on the other hand? How's that going?
Okay, let me say my foundation was done mostly when I was unemployed, because I graduated in 2014 and I only found a full-time job this year. So during that time was the time for market research and everything else that is the beginning. And honestly, I believe that human beings already have this balance in them. If you go home today after 8 hours of some working elsewhere, and then you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna sleep, and that's another 8 hours, and so you've got 24 hours. So basically, you've got 8 hours of free time. At least take those 30 minutes, lunch hour, whatever it is. Throw in whatever much work you can for your business. So basically, I found balance, and honestly, I just feel like sometimes it's just an excuse for laziness or whatever it is. You know, this thing of, oh, I can't balance this and this. I believe we were created in a way that we can balance our lives out.
Welcome back to the program as we continue to try and inspire you, our viewer, to take stock of your talents and resources at hand and see whether you may be missing an opportunity to diversify your sources of income. After completing a diploma in hospitality, our second guest found herself a job in which she would accompany bus passengers along a Gaborone-Johannesburg bus route as a hostess. She says low pay and a low level of job security galvanized her into looking for extra sources of income, and she took advantage of her frequent work trips to Johannesburg to start buying clothes to sell. After an initial investment of 1,800 pula from her first salary, she now makes between 2,500 and 4,000 pula a month. An income that came in handy once she finally quit her job after a nasty encounter with a passenger after yet another bus breakdown. We visited 23-year-old Genevieve Moeng at her home in Block 10 to find out about Lady Genevieve Online, a platform through which she sells shoes, clothes and accessories via social media.
So how did this all start? How did you end up selling clothes online and from your home?
I started out with a friend. She's the one who had the idea of probably we should do something about not just sitting at home and not getting jobs. We should do something about the unemployment. We started out going to South Africa, going to Joburg, and started out selling, getting a few clothes, and then coming back home and selling at home.
So you started out with a friend and ended up venturing out on your own. Why was that?
Because of the challenges that we normally face, once you start bringing something, some customers may reject it, some customers may like it. Along the way, you have a problem of cash flow and a shortage of capital to go and get more stock, more clothing.
So isn't it better if there's two of you as compared to just you doing it all by yourself, raising capital all by yourself?
It's better when you're alone, at least when you can seek funds from family and friends. They normally pitch in and help with the funding and increase your capital.
Okay, of all the ways to make money, why clothes?
It all came from an interest of clothing and fashion. We both love clothes, we both love fashion.
So since you started doing it, it's one thing now to have an idea than to actually start to make it happen. Has it been easier or more difficult than you thought it would be to get this going?
It has been easier because with Facebook, it's been a bigger platform for marketing and also advertising our clothes. And when you start, people don't recognize you much. Once it keeps on growing, people start sharing with their friends and family that there's a lady who's selling clothes, and it becomes much more easier in a way that the customers have now increased from 10 to 30.
So do you have to sometimes make the hard sell? Do you know how to make a woman want your products?
Yes, definitely. I just have to convince her to try it on, and once she likes it, she will definitely go for the item.
What kind of things do you go for?
I go for my personal style. As you can see, I got a lot of dresses, and instead of the jeans, I prefer dresses mostly because women love dresses.
And you found that your personal style is what the average woman wants?
Yes.
Is this the average age of your clients?
No, normally I have the younger women and also the older, depending on the dresses or whatever I came with.
Could you tell us maybe about the process, how you choose each one? I know you've said your personal taste has proven to work with most of your clients. Maybe what made you go for each individual item? Can you see something about it that you'll know it will appeal to women?
Yes, as you can see, that dress it's a 34. Okay. I have sizes from 36, 34, and smaller sizes. And here also with the dress here I've got a high waist jean, the jacket, and also the shoes. With
customers who come to me, they normally come with their own taste, and some would say they don't want a dress, they want a jean, or they just want something plain and nothing too much or out there. Lately, there's this trend of the military green. I went for this dress and also that jacket because of the trend, and this is the color that's actually trending on social media. People love it, ladies love it, and it actually looks good on any skin color. And that dress is particularly for women who want to go for dinners, weddings, and I get a lot of ladies who want to go for a wedding and will need something for the last minute touch-up.
Like you said, you started out, this was just an idea with a friend. You found out that it's better to go at it alone, and you have made some success since you started last September. You tripled the amount of customers you say you had in the beginning. But what do you think you wish you had known from the beginning? What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far? Something that maybe could have made it easier?
To market myself better, I could have had more exposure if probably I went from malls and told women by word of mouth about what I'm selling, and also instead of selling from home, have like my own personal stall where I could display clothes and people could just easily come and see the clothes better than at home.
So you think that would have made business go faster? Is that where you're heading towards now, or have you made these changes already?
I'm still working on the changes as I'm looking for space where women can come and view everything. And I have a challenge of getting everything from home and getting to go from one client to another.
What have you found to be your most successful way of marketing so far, the one that you have used and has been the best tool?
My biggest platform has been Facebook. It's helped me to get clients talking about the products that I'm selling, and also it's got people sharing pictures from people I don't know to people who know me, and also it's got all the customers that I'm selling to come at me and also to come and buy the things that I'm selling.
So how is it going? Are you happy with your success thus far? Are you still looking for a job? How successful has it been?
I can say that I'm happy, although I want to perfect it and also to expand what I'm doing now to something slightly bigger, probably owning a boutique and not looking for a job, just being my own boss.
So you've gotten the taste of entrepreneurship now?
Yes.
Thank you for staying with us, as we are now joined by yet another young woman who has managed to subvert this current climate of joblessness enveloping the nation and create her own source of income. Panila Kote is also 23 years old and has a successful business called Queen Hair Weaves BW, in which she takes and delivers orders for hair weaves, wigs and other related accessories that she started while still a real estate student at Batswana University. She says by not changing her standard of living as a student once the money started rolling in, she was able to reinvest in her business, buy a car, pay for some of her own tuition, among a list of other things. From an initial investment of 2,000 pula of her own money from some television appearances, as well as 7,500 pula gifted by her mother for the business, she now makes an average of 9,000 pula a month. We called and met up with her in our parking lot here in village Gaborone. How did you go about it?
I knew somebody selling hair, a friend of mine. I started off actually helping her with selling hair. And then I just thought, why can't I try this out on my own? And we parted ways. We still work hand in hand, of course, but yeah, that's what happened.
What is this, the body wave you've been showing?
No, this is just 10-inch straight. My hairdresser colored it for me. It takes color, and then she just curled the hair.
So how would you say business has been going in the time that you've been doing this?
With hair, because it advertises itself, like in the sense that if your hair is looking nice, people ask you, where'd you get the hair, this, you know. So hair business in Botswana for me is working, it's good, I can't really complain. I'm supplying for a few individuals in bulk for reselling. I have a few salons I'm supplying for, so everything is perfect.
What have you managed to achieve through your business? Like, how successful are we talking here?
Well, I got this car. This is my first car. I got it after, I think after 8 months after starting to sell hair.
Profitable indeed.
Yes, this is so far what I've achieved from the selling of the hair.
So is this just a side source of income? Kana, you have a main source of income. Is this what you're doing full time?
I currently completed diploma in real estate in Batswana University and wish to further progress to degree in real estate. So I'm yet to graduate this October. So this has actually been a side thing that I've been doing all along. Yes.
But how far do you plan to take this? Is it going to be real estate for Panila, or is it going to be hair?
I think for now I'm going to
beauty?
concentrate on this because it's doing very well. With that, at least I do have educational background and stuff. So for now, I'll just concentrate on this. In the next, maybe next year or next few months, you'll be coming to my salon.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, we're very encouraged. Many young Batswana out there are struggling to find jobs. They're complaining that it's difficult to find money. So it's good to see people like you finding their way around it. Many students don't think of making extra money. Why do you think you did?
My dream in life is to share my passion with people out there. That is this. And to actually continue being a young independent woman that I am right now.
We have reached that final part of the program where we announce the winning comment from you, our viewers, based on the previous episode. Banyatsang Godswill Khabutabiwi wrote in by our Facebook page that he totally supports the painting of landmarks as part of our Bot 50 celebrations, as long as water paint is used, as opposed to oil paint, which would leave permanent scars on our natural resources. Congratulations, Banyatsang. You watching at home could be the lucky next recipient of some First Issues goodies. With that, we wish you good night. Do stay tuned to BTV for fantastic Golden Jubilee Month programming.